Today, I invite you to delve into the profound teachings of Neville Goddard, a luminary who illuminated the path to manifesting all your desires into reality. Deep inside each of us, there's something really powerful that we might not even realize is there. It's called belief. Neville, a wise teacher, once said something that really captures this power. He said, "If you ask for something when you pray and really, truly believe it's going to happen, then it will." Now, those words might sound simple, but they're actually really deep. They're not just nice things to say. They're a bit like a treasure map, showing us the way to something really special. Let's break it down a bit. When Neville talks about asking in prayer, he's not just talking about saying some words and hoping for the best. He's talking about really, truly believing that what you're asking for is going to happen. It's like having this rock-solid faith that it's going to happen, no matter what. And here's the really amazing part. When you have that kind of belief, it's like you're sending out this really strong message to the universe. It's like you're saying, "Hey, I really want this, and I know it's going to happen." And guess what? The universe listens. It hears that message loud and clear, and it starts working to make it happen. Now, let's talk about what happens next. Neville says that when you ask for something and really believe it's going to happen, then it will. It's like the universe hears your request and says, "Okay, you got it." And then, like magic, it starts to make it happen. But here's the thing. It's not just about asking for something and then sitting back and waiting for it to fall into your lap. It's about taking action too. It's about doing things that move you closer to what you want, even when it feels like nothing's happening. And here's another important part. You have to believe it's going to happen, even when it seems impossible. Even when everything around you is saying, "No way, that's never going to happen." You have to hold on to that belief with all your might. Because here's the truth, belief is like a superpower. It's like a magic wand that can make things happen. When you really, truly believe in something, it's like you're creating this powerful energy that draws it to you, like a magnet. So, let's put it all together. Neville's wisdom teaches us that belief is a really, really powerful thing. When you believe in something with all your heart and soul, and you ask for it with that same kind of belief, then amazing things can happen. It's like you're sending out this signal to the universe, and the universe hears it loud and clear. And then, like a faithful friend, it starts working to make your dreams come true. But here's the catch. You have to keep believing, even when it feels like nothing's happening. You have to trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, even when you can't see it. Our beliefs shape our reality, serving as the compass guiding us through life's vast ocean. When we cultivate unwavering faith in our abilities, we resonate with the boundless potential within us, signaling to the universe our readiness to receive its abundant blessings. Neville teaches us that when we pray or really focus on what we want, it's like sending a strong message to the universe. It's like saying, "I really believe in this." And guess what? The universe listens. Imagine throwing a pebble into a calm pond. You see those ripples, right? That's kind of what happens when we express our strong belief through prayer or focused intention. Our thoughts and feelings create these ripples in the fabric of reality. It's like we're sending out little waves of energy that have the power to make things happen. Now, picture a world where everything's just right. It's like a perfect song playing in the background, and everything feels amazing. That's what Neville calls perfect harmony. It's a state where everything clicks into place, and it's like magic. In this state of perfect harmony, miracles start to happen. It's like the universe says, "Okay, you really believe in this, so here you go." And suddenly, our dreams start coming true. It's like they become real things we can touch, see, and feel. Let's break it down a bit more. When we pray or focus on what we want, we're not just thinking about it casually. We're putting all our energy into it. We're really, truly believing that it's going to happen. And that's when the magic starts to kick in. Think about something you really want. Maybe it's a new job, a happy relationship, or even just feeling healthier and happier. Whatever it is, when you believe in it with all your heart, it's like you're sending out a signal to the universe. And the universe responds. It starts to rearrange things so that your dreams can come true. It's like a big puzzle. and suddenly, all the pieces start falling into place. Opportunities pop up out of nowhere, and things just seem to work out perfectly. But here's the thing, it's not just about wishing really hard and hoping for the best. It's about believing so strongly that it's like you already have what you want. It's like you're living in the future, where your dreams have already come true. And when you can tap into that feeling of already having what you want, that's when the magic happens. It's like you're magnetically attracting your dreams to you. They start coming toward you, like iron filings to a magnet. Neville, a wise teacher, talks about something really amazing. He calls it the divine source. Now, you might call it God, or maybe you have another name for it. But whatever you call it, Neville says it's like this endless supply of goodness. Imagine it like a giant well, just overflowing with water. Except instead of water, it's overflowing with all the good stuff you could ever want or need. Now, here's the really cool part. This divine source isn't stingy with its goodness. Nope, not at all. It's like it wants to share it all with us. It's like it's saying, "Hey, I've got all this amazing stuff, and I want you to have some." So, what kind of stuff are we talking about here? Well, pretty much anything you can think of. Love, happiness, success, you name it. It's like this big buffet of goodness, and you can have as much as you want. And here's the best part, there's more than enough to go around. It's like this never-ending supply. You can take as much as you want, and there's still plenty left for everyone else. Now, you might be thinking, well, if there's all this good stuff just waiting for us, why don't we have it already? That's a great question. See, Neville says that sometimes we don't have all the good stuff because we don't realize it's there for the taking. It's like we're standing right next to the well, but we don't even see it. But here's the thing, once we realize that the well is there, once we recognize that there's this endless supply of goodness just waiting for us, then we can start to tap into it. And guess what? Once we start tapping into it, amazing things start to happen. It's like the floodgates open, and all this good stuff just starts pouring into our lives. Recognizing our divine connection opens us to a world of abundance and possibilities. In this mindset, scarcity fades, replaced by trust in the universe's benevolence to guide and provide for us. According to Neville, understanding ourselves as divine beings is like recognizing that we're important pieces of a giant puzzle called the universe. Each of us has a special role, and when we come together, we create something beautiful, just like different threads in a tapestry weave together to make a stunning piece of art. Think about it this way, you're like a unique color or pattern in a big, intricate design. Your presence matters, and without you, the picture wouldn't be complete. Just as each thread in a tapestry adds depth and richness to the overall design, you contribute to the richness and complexity of the universe. Realizing that we're all part of this cosmic tapestry changes the way we see ourselves and the world around us. Instead of feeling small and insignificant, we understand that we're essential parts of something much bigger and more meaningful. It's like finding our place in the universe and knowing that we belong. This understanding gives our lives a sense of purpose and direction. Instead of just going through the motions, we see each day as an opportunity to contribute to something greater than ourselves. We're like actors in a play, each playing our part to make the story come alive. Embracing the idea that we're divine beings also helps us see beyond the surface of things. We realize that there's more to life than what we can see and touch. There's a deeper, spiritual dimension to our existence that goes beyond the material world. This deeper understanding of ourselves and our connection to the universe fills our lives with meaning and significance. It's like finding the missing piece of a puzzle and suddenly seeing the whole picture clearly. We understand that everything happens for a reason and that there's a higher purpose to our lives. When we embrace our divine nature, we tap into a source of wisdom and guidance that's always available to us. It's like having a compass that helps us navigate through life's ups and downs. We trust that we're being guided by something greater than ourselves, and this gives us strength and confidence to face whatever challenges come our way. Discovering our boundless potential starts with changing how we see ourselves. When we realize that we are connected to a divine force and have endless capabilities, we open the door to a world of fresh chances and exciting opportunities. Our self-concept, the way we think about ourselves, holds immense power. When we view ourselves as divine beings connected to an infinite source of energy and wisdom, we shift our perspective. Instead of feeling limited by our circumstances, we recognize the vast potential within us waiting to be unleashed. This transformation in how we perceive ourselves is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, we can see the possibilities that were always there but hidden from view. We understand that we are not separate from the universe but integral parts of it, each with a unique role to play in the grand scheme of things. Embracing our divine nature means acknowledging that we are more than just physical bodies going through the motions of life. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, capable of tapping into the infinite wisdom and abundance of the universe. When we align ourselves with this truth, we become like magnets, attracting new opportunities and experiences into our lives. We no longer see obstacles as insurmountable barriers but as stepping stones on the path to growth and fulfillment. This shift in perspective empowers us to take bold action and pursue our dreams with confidence. We trust that the universe is conspiring in our favor, guiding us toward our highest potential. As we embrace our divine nature, we also cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and appreciation for the abundance that surrounds us. We no longer take our blessings for granted but recognize them as gifts from the universe, affirming our connection to the infinite source of all creation. In this state of alignment with our true selves, we become co-creators of our reality. We understand that our thoughts and beliefs shape our experiences, and we consciously choose to focus on what we want to manifest in our lives. By letting go of limiting beliefs and embracing our divine nature, we step into our power and become the architects of our destiny. We no longer wait for opportunities to come to us but actively seek them out, confident in our ability to manifest our desires. Neville's teachings remind us that our faith and belief in ourselves have the power to shape our reality. By aligning with the divine source and embracing our true nature, we embark on a transformative journey of self-discovery and manifestation. Now, let us explore how to manifest all your desires effortlessly. It begins with asking the universe and trusting in its infinite power to fulfill your wishes. Neville Goddard practiced astrology. In his early years, he would read people's astrological charts and even teach others how to do so. But he had the salvos belongings of his in order to accept the fact that he was the god of his world. And he did that. He sold those outdated beliefs for the pearl. In his imagination, he thought that he was the god of his reality. And he was, well, like Neville Goddard. If you want to be the god of your reality, and you want to manifest your desired life, you need to buy the pearl of great price. Your imagination is a precious pearl because it makes you the god of your reality. It helps you control the circumstances in your life. But the question is, what does it take to buy the pearl of great price? Simply put, it takes sacrifice. You will have to sacrifice your thoughts and your beliefs. If you really want to buy the pearl at a great price, you may need to leave all the things you're holding on to in order to buy this pearl. Such things are beliefs about the horoscope, tarot card readings, psychic readings, rituals, luck, superstitions, and even signs, to name a few. You have not yet purchased the pearl the great price if you have studied Neville Goddard's teachings and are currently manifesting your desires while still holding on to some of your precious belongings. Neville Goddard talked about buying the pearl of great price in one of his special lectures. He said everyone in the world is using this one power, but they don't know it. So great is this pearl, so valuable that it takes everything you own to buy it. You don't go and liquidate your stocks and bonds. Now you don't sell your homes, you don't sell anything in the world of Kaiser. But it takes everything that you now believe in other than it to pay for it. You believe in astrology, you've got to sell it. You believe in numerology and teacup leaves and all these things. No matter what you believe has the power to control you, you've got to sell it. It takes belief, all these beliefs, and you've got to sell them. No one will buy them from you. But you give them up as worthless. Therefore, there's no price attached and no value whatsoever. But you can hold on to one thing you now believe in as a power that controls your life and still hope to buy the pearl of great price. Everything you now believe in, you've got to sell it. There is no other way to God but through Christ. I am the way, there is no other way. Well, now it's very clear. If you want to buy the pearl the great price, you have got to sell all your old beliefs. This pearl is so precious. If you get this pearl, you will not need anything else. Neville Goddard often referred to Jesus Christ and the Bible. The Bible says you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. This is true. Once you discover the truth, it will set you free. The truth sets you free from all the things of which you were a slave. You truly feel free and fearless. How would you feel if you knew that you had all the power in the universe? How would you feel when you knew that nothing mattered but you? Of course, it makes you feel powerful. The pearl of great price makes you aware of this truth. As you know, according to Neville Goddard, you are the God, but many people don't believe it. We became the slaves of our beliefs when we were infants. The pearl of great price or imagination sets you free. It makes you conscious of your power and capabilities. Nothing outside of yourself. Your I amness has the power to give life to anything. There is no power outside of you that can give you, allow you, or grant you anything. There is nothing outside of you that manifests your desire. If you have fully understood this and are living by it, then you have sold your old belongings and bought the pearl of great price. The reason why Neville Goddard emphasized buying the pearl at a great price is that people are struggling with manifesting their desires. It's because they are struggling with negative thoughts. But when they get the pearl of great price, they will no longer need to manifest anything because they will just think and use their imagination and things will happen. The fact is that people rely on things outside of themselves to manifest their desires, when in fact, everything is within them. They don't need any external force or power, all the power is within them. Let me say that when you try to manifest your desire using some techniques like the SATs technique, or the telephone technique, the techniques don't help you with manifestation. You use your own power to manifest your desires. The technique that you're practicing helps you use your power in an effective way. So if you think that the technique you were using to manifest your desire will help you manifest or is the only way to manifest, you are thinking wrong. And it is a sign that you haven't yet bought the pearl at a great price. It is you who manifests, not the method you are using. You are simply assisting yourself with the technique. Keep this in mind as you manifest. The power lies within you. You manifest, not the methods that you apply. Even in the manifesting community, many people look for help from a tarot card reader or healer. People also believe in some signs. But I want to tell you that when you believe that anything outside of you can make you happy or sad, can help you in any way or can harm you, you're actually showing your own ignorance. You haven't yet understood your own power. The power of the whole universe lies in your thoughts. There is no universe, there is no world. And there are not any people living in that world. The whole universe lies in your imagination, because you can't think beyond it. So is your wonderful imagination that creates things. It is your own beautiful image that is the source of your reality. When you realize the power of your imagination, you become unstoppable. When you realize that only you have the power to act, you become fearless and courageous. But if you look for help from some force or something outside of you, it means you haven't yet realized the power of your own imagination. You continue to put more faith in the things around you than in your own God. You think that you would feel better if someone or anything could just offer you a sign and answer or some hope. If this is where you were at the moment, don't beat yourself up. That's okay, you are where you are. In our spiritual journeys, we've all been there at some point. However, if you want to take full advantage of this power, I suggest that you start saving now to buy that pearl at a great price. But since that pearl of great price can't be bought with money, what do you have to say for now? Indeed, you can't buy that pearl of great price with money. But you have to sell every belief. You have to leave behind all of your old beliefs. You have to get rid of all the negativity. You think that you can manifest your desires while believing that you are God and asking others for help. Of course not. When you believe that you are God, you don't need help from anyone else. If you believe that someone else can help you manifest your desire or that someone is more powerful than you, then you will manifest all the things you don't want but not your desire. Manifesting your desires requires you to believe in the power of your imagination. If you have some doubts, you will manifest a life based on those beliefs. We can't believe that we are the whole world pushed out at the same time, blame that same world for what happens to us. Desire things can only be manifested when you believe that you are the God of your reality. Once you believe this, you get the pearl of great price. And using that pearl, you manifest all the desired things in your life. Once you give up your old beliefs, you start a new life where you have a new perspective, a new way of looking at things, and a new way of living your life. And once you have the sun, you become pretty much fearless. Knowing yourself and realizing the power you have makes you fearless and unstoppable. You know what Neville Goddard says? Your consciousness is your only reality. But many times you manifest unwanted things. It's because you become conscious of unwanted things. You need to be a conscious master manifester. The fact is that you are always manifesting. You are manifesting 24/7. But sometimes you manifest unwanted things, and you do this unintentionally. So you need to manifest consciously so that you can only manifest the things you desire, and you don't manifest the undesired things. What I'm trying to say is that you should be conscious of the fact that your imagination has amazing power. You know, you can create anything with your imagination. You can become God using your imagination. Nothing is impossible with your imagination. And the fact is, your imagination is the only reality. So why don't you use your imagination to manifest the things in your life? Well, you can create them in your imagination in seconds. So learn to control and command your imagination if you truly want to achieve your goals. Or you will keep on living a life that you don't like. Your imagination is a pearl of great price. And the moment you know the power of your imagination, you purchase this pearl. When your imagination and consciousness work together, nothing remains impossible. According to Neville Goddard, your assumptions become facts. So it means that if you blame others for the problems you have in your life, they will start causing problems in your life. It's because you are assuming that they are causing problems, and this assumption will become true. You see, people spend a great deal of time blaming others. They blame the government, they blame institutes, they blame circumstances, they blame their parents. But in fact, nobody is responsible for what has happened, or what will happen in your life, or even anywhere in the world. Even you aren't responsible for what happens in your life, or for whatever you do. If you blame others or yourself, you need to understand the concept of I amness. The concept of I amness suggests that nobody can be blamed for anything. Even you can't blame yourself. Only your consciousness or awareness is responsible for all the occurrences and happenings. So your consciousness is responsible for everything. Here's what Neville Goddard says: I am, or the awareness of being, is the only reality. We were taught from an early age to attribute our problems to outside forces, which is one of the key reasons why we frequently do so. It's not difficult to understand why people are referring to their misery as outside forces when we consider the society in which we live, as well as intrusive religions that want to dominate people's minds. It implies that it is natural for us to place the blame for events in the world on something or someone. Furthermore, when there is no one else to blame, those who believe in an external God often even assign the guilt to God. The law, however, quickly makes it clear that no one is to blame, not even ourselves, because we didn't know any better in the first place. Neville Goddard says, your consciousness, my consciousness, is the only true foundation in the world. So according to him, consciousness is the only reality. Our consciousness, which is actually our I amness, is the foundation of everything. Our awareness is the only cause. So you don't need to blame others. You don't need to blame yourself. You don't need to blame God for what happened in the world. It wouldn't have happened if you weren't aware of it. Your consciousness made it happen because it made you aware of it. So your consciousness is the only cause. Everything we experience in the world is a result of our imagination, or I amness. The shadow world is a manifestation of what you, I, and other people imagine. Since separation does not exist, what we manifest affects not just us, but also the entire world, and vice versa. And you will be affected by what you desire for other people. Anything outside of you, outside of your current level of consciousness, is not anything you can experience. Neville Goddard says, what you have assumed you are, you will become. You have already become what you are because you once assumed that you were it. Everything in the world is just like that. It's all imagination. Neville referred to the universe as the shadow world because it lacks independent will and consciousness, and is merely a reflection of our thoughts, speculations, and beliefs. What people refer to as accidents, fate, or circumstances are the products of someone's imagination. The situation you are in now was once only in your imagination, therefore, at some point, it had to become reality. However, as you probably didn't intentionally imagine your undesirable circumstances, either are you. You automatically made them up by allowing your vivid imagination to run wild, without realizing that it was your I amness, and that it was what produced reality. Let me now include a few lines from Neville Goddard's book. Here is what he says: when you and I really become conscious of being Christ, we too will straighten the arms of the withered and resurrect the dead hopes of men. We will do all the things that we could not do when we felt limited by our family tree. It is a bold step and should not be taken lightly, because to do it is to die. If John, the man of 3 dimensions, is beheaded or loses his 3-dimensional focus, Jesus, the 4th-dimensional self, may live. These lines have been taken from his lecture, No One to Change But Oneself. Here he says that giving up on the encumbering beliefs that we have carried until now is to die in our John the Baptist self, which is our old self, our 3-dimensional self, and to rise in our Jesus self, which is our 4th-dimensional self. Neville Goddard suggests that we leave behind all our beliefs because, according to Neville Goddard, by doing so, you buy the pearl of great price. You have to leave behind all the secondary causes and accept the fact that you are God. Simply put, don't trust the shadow world because it is not real. It is a 3D world that is in fact an illusion. The real world is our imagination, which is a 4D world. We have to go there to make changes in our 3D world. There is no power in the 3D world because it's old news, it is just a shadow, it is dead. In real life, the power to change your circumstances lies in your imagination because it is your I amness. You must wake up to the fact that you are the operant power and let go of all secondary reasons that you believe in. And if you have operant power, either nobody nor anything can do anything for you. So, for example, giving over your own power to a tarot card reader by thinking that they can tell you what to do or what to expect additionally, it shows that you think your surroundings and yourself are separate from one another. Nobody can picture your life more accurately than you. When you believe that whatever thing or person has more power than you, your God self, you are giving your power away. Your whole world and your whole reality are imagined by you. Neville Goddard says, I am is not interested in man's opinion. All its interest lies in your convictions about yourself. What do you say of the I am within you? Can you answer and say, I am Christ? Your answer or degree of understanding will determine the place you will occupy in life. Do you say or believe yourself to be a man of a certain family, race, nation, etc.? Do you honestly believe this about yourself? Then life, your true self, will cause the conceptions to appear in your world, and you will live with them as though they were real. You can't blame anyone because your whole world and everything that it contains is imagined by you. This concept is hard to accept for many people, but when you understand it, you will become unstoppable. Now, if your current situation isn't in accordance with your desire, it doesn't mean that it can't be manifested. It simply means your state isn't in accordance with your desire. If you want to experience your desire, you may have to jump into another state where you can do so. According to Neville Goddard, you can experience a state that is outside of your state of consciousness. And logically it makes sense. Do you think you can experience something you aren't even aware of? Do you think you can experience something you can't even imagine? It is completely impossible. You can only experience those things that you can imagine and visualize, because feelings come from imagination and visualizations. So to experience a particular thing, you must be in a state where you can experience the desired thing. You must enter the state of being healthy if you want to be healthy. You must enter the state of being wealthy if you want to be wealthy. You must enter the state of being successful if you wish to succeed. You must enter the state of being in a relationship with the love of your life if you really want to be in a relationship. Well, in the manifestation community, people use many methods or techniques. They use affirmations or they do visualizations. These are actually tools that help us get there. When you want to manifest a desire but you can't imagine it, or if you have some negative thoughts, you can practice some techniques or write a scene and imagine it. It will help you get into the state of having your desires manifested. So if your thoughts are preventing you from manifesting your desire, You can make use of some affirmations or any technique that can help you change your thoughts and manifest your desire. If you are now living a life that you don't want to live, it can be changed by changing your imagination and consciousness. If for now you feel unhealthy, it can be changed by changing your consciousness. If now you feel that you are poor, you can become rich just by changing your thoughts. You have to jump into that state. Because once you're in that state, there's no power on earth that can stop your desire from being yours. Once you are in such a state, you are your desire, since it was never separated from you in the first place. Although you do in fact experience each thought, they don't necessarily reflect the reality of the outside world. Your thoughts are typically just fiction you make up for yourself to explain how the world works. Everything depends on how you see the world. You can become happy just by changing the thoughts that are making you sad. You have to have thoughts that can make you happy if you really want to be happy. We see the world using our imagination and thoughts. If we believe that the world is a good place to live, we will experience good things in our lives. And on the other hand, if we believe that the world isn't a good place, we probably will experience bad things in our lives. According to Neville Goddard's concept of I amness, you are everything. You are everywhere. You are God, because you are the creator of all the things and circumstances around you. So that's why your consciousness has more power than things. Your awareness and consciousness matter more than other people's opinions.